If you were a fan of Violent Night, you'd know that the movie definitely left us wanting more. Unfortunately, we had to make do with what we got, but it looks like there's some good news on the horizon for the fans, with speculations of a sequel. Stay tuned because today, we're digging deep into what this potential sequel might have in store for us and the other details we know so far. Starting with what we know of a sequel. To say that Violent Night, a play on the Christmas carol Silent Night, presents a completely different take on Santa Claus would be an understatement. And if you were into all that, you might be in luck, since the filmmakers are thinking of moving ahead with a sequel, and believe us when we say it will not be very merry. Kelly McCormick, the producer of the film Violent Night, has spoken publicly about her desire for a sequel in time for the holiday season, revealing that preparations have already been made to begin production on the sequel, so long as the debut goes well, of course. Wow, now we're amped. McCormick told Collider that the next 2 weeks would decide whether or not David Harbour's Grumpy Santa Claus would return for Violent Night 2. If things go well over the following several weeks, they plan to begin development on Violent Night 2. Apparently, they have a tendency to ignore anything beyond a few feet in front of them. They claim to be in it to win it. They estimated then that they would need another 2.5 months to do this. The production company is planning many more films, including a follow-up to the 2021 thriller Nobody, but they are also thinking about making a Violent Night sequel. Up next, the movie's plot hinted at a sequel. From the film itself, it's obvious that making a sequel was an option. There's a sequence in the middle of the credits that both carries on an inside joke and sets up the possibility of a sequel. So with this, we knew something might be coming. Bertrude, an obnoxious influencer, wants his followers to believe in Santa by exposing the aftermath of Santa's violent exploits. In the movie's other reality, Santa's strength increases according to the number of people who believe in him. Haha, now doesn't that sound like fun? The sequel will likely feature a more powerful Santa character. In keeping with the trend of recent superhero movies, this increased power and greater visibility will bring Santa more formidable foes to face. But it's all up in the air right now. After the success of Violent Night and the excitement of the production crew, it seems possible that we will see Santa kicking butt again in the near future, but we don't exactly know when that'll be happening. Not to mention, David Harbour wants some things too. David Harbour, who plays Santa Claus in Violent Night 2, has already shared his wish list for the sequel. The sequel is obviously in its very early phases at the moment, but Harbour wants to bring in Pedro Pascal and Oscar Isaac to star in it. Harbour has specific parts in mind for the gifted duo. Pascal should portray the Easter Bunny, and Isaac should play the Tooth Fairy, probably more ferocious variants that can tag along with his rough-and-tumble Saint Nick on another thrilling journey. Looks like the man is really into the idea of another part. He's even thinking of newbies to bring in. What's more, the rest of the crew wants more sequels too. The R-rated dark comedic criminal thriller has exceeded expectations by earning $47 million at the worldwide box office. The film has received widespread praise and has resonated with audiences, leading screenwriters Pat Casey and Josh Miller to eagerly seize the opportunity to create additional films in the series. They said that all of them hoped there'd be a lot of sequels. In an interview with SYFW Wire, Miller said that their goal is to increase the level of insanity gradually. Miller said that from the responses to the first film on social media, it's clear that many are curious about Santa's history. And so, with so much interest from the people, they were bound to make another. But other areas could they have cleared up? What was it that the viewers wanted more clarity on? Let's dig into that. Only 2 quick glimpses reveal that Harbour's Kris Kringle had a former life as a deadly Norseman, but this is never explored further. Miller said that in the original, they used to have more of his past, and it was taken down for pace, and if there isn't going to be a sequel, that's too bad. But he said that there's a little part of him that's delighted about it. From the Sonic film series, they know that setting oneself up for failure in the next part is never fun. So now that we know they are being extra careful about it, we know they'd be making something really special for us. But anyway, Miller and Casey are aware that people need more of such mid-budget but action-packed movies for the holiday season. Up next, here's what we know about the release date. Now, coming to the part that we know many of you are the most curious about, the release date. And while we'd love to give you all the deets on when we can watch it, we won't be able to do it now because honestly, we have no idea. Yep, we know how sad that is, but that's how things are to be now. Still, in an interview with Collider, McCormick said, "We're hoping to start working on a Violent Night 2 if everything goes well in the next few weeks. Everything is going smoothly so far, but all we can do is wait and see how it pans out." But like we said, the crew is also engaged in many other films, so we might have to wait for a little before we get something coming our way. Following up, we're going to go over the theories and the plot now. Even though the events of Violent Night were neatly wound up, a sequel is certainly possible. In summary, the plot of Violent Night involves the rich Gertrude Lightstone throwing her yearly Christmas party for her son Jason, his soon-to-be ex-wife Linda, played by Alexis Louder, and their daughters Trudy and Alva. Jimmy Scrooge Martinez, a nasty thief who despises Christmas, has set sights on the Lightstones, but Santa is nearby, so he takes action to save Christmas. All the evil guys die in the end, and Trudy's parents are reunited. With any chance, Harbour's plans for a sexy Santa-themed cinematic universe will be included in Violent Night 2, expanding on the original mystical characters. And maybe if we're very nice, Santa will give us Pascal and Isaac too. Let's not forget how the viewers are obsessing over the first part. With $2.3 million from overseas markets, Universal's action comedy Violent Night has internationally crossed the $20 million mark. Domestically, the picture has grossed roughly $35 million, while internationally, it has generated around $55 million. For a picture that reportedly only cost $20 million to make and was specifically created to serve as filler between two big tentpoles like Black Panther: Wakanda Forever and Avatar: The Way of Water, it's a really good outcome. The film stars David Harbour as a Viking-inspired Santa Claus and has been doing well at the box office for almost 2 weeks now, and opening day audiences gave it a strong B+ cinema score. Germany and France are the most recent territories where the picture has outperformed the Universal action comedy Nobody. Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk, was inspired by the John Wick series and made over $57 million worldwide on a projected budget of $16 million. The film's release coincided with the height of the epidemic last year, making it harder for audiences to see it. Violent Night will make more money for Universal than Nobody did at the box office worldwide in a couple of days. The studio's choice to screen the picture in theaters was a good one, and they should be excited about its digital launch since the movie has all the elements to become a cult classic. Despite the weird angle, Violent Night is a fine holiday picture with the potential to start a new series, as noted by Collider critic Marco Vito Otto, who praised the film's darkly comic tone. Plus, a Christmas classic in the making. Besides the creative teams behind 12 Deadly Days and Sonic the Hedgehog, Tommy Wirkola helmed the picture, drawing on his previous expertise with the violent snow-set horror comedy Dead Snow and Dead Snow 2: Red vs. Dead. The three of them have developed a movie that seems like it might fit in with fans' holiday collections, since it has received high marks from audiences and reviewers alike, around 88% on Rotten Tomatoes for its gory take on the Christmas story. In his review for Collider, Marco Vito Otto gushed over the picture, saying, "While being far from flawless, Violent Night is simply too delightful not to return, which means it may become a new Christmas classic in the years to come." The funny part is that several other Christmas movies, including Die Hard and Home Alone, are referenced in Violent Night. Both series grew in scope with each new installment. Like its predecessors, Violent Night should put David Harbour's Santa in perilous positions. Not only may his backstory be fleshed out in these movies, but the action hero persona could also advance in these new sequels and stories. Violent Night is both gory and unexpectedly touching, making it a unique Christmas picture that will continue to delight viewers for years to come. Finally, an angle for the sequel. Harbour Santa Claus readily confesses he has just a basic grasp of his abilities. Christmas's magic may work for an explanation in one movie, but it would be better to try to explain Santa's origins in a sequel. There is plenty of time between Santa's Viking ancestry and his present cynical attitude toward Christmas, as shown by his revelation that he is thousands of years old. A prequel may go into his history and explain how the greedy Vikings became the holiday symbol. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Violent Night will really get a sequel? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.